Woo! Are y'all ready for this conversation? I'm very passionate about this conversation, and I am putting this in the solo polyamory playlist because I feel like that is the category that it most likely aligns with. But basically, this little TED talk is going to be all about the fact that you do not have to be in a relationship with a man in order to get benefits from a man. Free the women from the shackles of believing that you need to be in a committed relationship in order to get all the benefits that you deserve as a woman. Women are pushing relationships for no reason. Women want relationships with men so bad. I think they feel a sense of security or something. I don't know. I don't feel this way, so I don't know. I don't know what that is that you think you're getting by having a man be able to claim you and you be able to verbally claim a man or even legally claim a man. A man's still going to do what he want to do at the end of the day, and we all know that. It's women that are pushing the relationships with men. Because I promise you, if you don't mention a relationship with a man, he won't mention it either. He will not mention it. Y'all can go on and act as if you're a boyfriend, girlfriend, act as if you're married, cohabitate for 10 years. If you don't ever bring up relationship, you're my boyfriend. If you don't ever bring up words like that, he won't either. He may say, you're mine, this is mine, blah, 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 because they're territorial. But as far as him saying, y'all are committed and this and that, and y'all should get, most men don't think like that. And so women will find a man, we like him, and then we want to cut off every other man just because we like one man. We will cut off really, really, really good, beneficial people in our life just because we are currently infatuated with one man. And then when that relationship ends or that infatuation dwindles, then we wish that we didn't cut off those other men. And then we may spin the block, knock back on the door and be like, hey, just kidding. I'm back. And, some men will take it and some men won't. But the whole cutting people off thing, men don't do that. Men do not cut off their beneficial relationships with women just because they find one woman that they're infatuated with or that's infatuated with them. They don't do that because it's unnecessary. As women, we can have our cake and we can eat it too, but only if we stop forcing relationships on ourselves and on other people. Trust me when I tell you that you can get anything you want from a man without being in a relationship with him. Let's work backwards with this. I want everyone to answer the question, why do you want a man? I'm going to pause for a second. I want people to write in the comment section, why do you want a man? When I ask other women this question, and when I used to ask myself this question, different things would come up. And then when I wrote out the list of the reasons as to why most women want men, I saw that every single thing that we want out of a man can be obtained from that man without being in a relationship with that man. So let's go over the list. When I ask you, why do you want a man? Some of the things you could say is a baby. You want a man because you want a baby. Money. You want a man because you want money, providership, providing, financial support, all of that. Sex. Maybe you want a man because you want a sexual partner. Love. I think a lot of women that are still in the naive phase will say that they want a man for love. You may even say you want a man because you want someone to live with. Times are hard. Living solo is not cheap. It's not cheap. So maybe you want to live with a man, or maybe you actually enjoy living with a man. So we'll say male roommate. Maybe that's why you want a man. Friendship. Someone will say that they want a man because they want a forever best friend. They want someone to do life with and travel and dates. Maybe you want a man because you want someone to travel with and you want someone to go out with. Valid. I'm not judging any of these, but I'm going to go in detail as to how you can get all these things without being in a relationship with a man. And then last but not least, marriage. A lot of women will say that they want a man just because they want to get married. And because of people's extreme obsession that I believe comes from generations of brainwashing. But women have an extreme obsession with marriage. So a lot of women, they don't even really want a man. They just want to get married. They just want to get married. Any means necessary. They just want a ring. And that's a whole nother conversation on its own. But now let's go down this list. Now the title of this video is, you do not have to be in a relationship with a man in order to get benefits from a man. First one, baby. Obviously, you do not need commitment. You do not need to be in a relationship with a man. None of that. You don't even have to like a man to have a baby with a man. Men see it this way as well. Men have babies. Men spread their seed regardless of the woman. Who they're spreading their seed with is an afterthought. They just want to spread their seed. They just want children. They want to pass down, quote, legacy. They want to spread their seed. If you want a baby because you want a baby, not because you want to have that man's baby, or because you want to try to keep a man, or because you want this picture perfect, quote, life with the picket fence and the marriage and the kids, if you truly desire motherhood for yourself, you do not need to be in a relationship with a man to have a child. Next one, money. Now, as someone who, as soon as I became an adult, and I'm talking 18, as soon as I turned 18, I started dating men for money. I found this to be extremely beneficial and helpful for me in my younger years. And I still accept help now if I want to. Because one thing about me, I like money. I'm a money girl. All right, I do. I like money. Not only do you not need commitment from a man to get money from him, you do not need to be in a relationship with a man to get money from him, but it is actually more beneficial for you to be single and to present yourself as single so that you can get more money from men, because you can get money from multiple men. I am writing this down right now because I want to make this an entire video dedicated to being single is the best way. That was the paper ripping on the notepad. Yes, I still use pen and paper. Being single is the best way to get provided for. I'm going to repeat that. Being single is the best way to get provided for. I'm telling you, this is not up for debate. You can debate in the comments. You can debate with yourself, your friends, whatever. But I'm right on this one. The more single you are and the more single you appear, the more help you can get. The more men will actually want to help you, because you are seen as a single woman with all these bills and all this stress and all this. You are more likely to need help when you're single. And men know that, understand that. And you can get multiple men to provide for you and your lifestyle without committing to any of them. Remaining single, appearing to all of them. You can get more from many. All right, I'll dedicate an entire video to that. But if you want a man because you want to be provided for, that's probably the worst way to go about it, is to hope that you'll get one man that'll provide for you. You'll get more when you allow multiple men to provide for you. Next one is sex. If you think you want to be in a relationship with a man because you want sex, and maybe you're a sexual person, I consider myself a sexual person, and you enjoy sex. First of all, let me tell you that sex is the easiest thing to get from a man. Sex is so easy to get as a woman, okay? They could never call us incels. Women could never be involuntarily celibate. Any woman can get sex. Getting sex from a man is the easiest thing that you can get. You do not have to be in a committed relationship with a man to get sex from a man. You can get sex from most men anytime, on demand, when you want. And the best part about not being in a relationship with men that you have sex with is that there is nothing expected of you. Every single time a man sees you and he knows that you're not committed to him, it's a gift. Your presence is literally a gift. He knows you do not have to be there. He doesn't know if he's going to see you again. When there is no commitment, there's no expectation. And that is my favorite part about being single and solo polyamorous. There's no expectation. So every time is exciting. Every time is a gift. There's no routine. Like, it's not like, oh, okay, I got this woman here. I got this girlfriend. I know she's going to give it to me when I want it. So it becomes less and less intriguing and exciting on the man's side. And I think a lot of women can eventually feel stagnant when having sex with their long-term partners, but are less likely to admit it. Men are more likely to admit it and act on it sooner than women, I believe. Next is love. Love, 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 love. If you subscribe to this channel and you stick around as this channel grows and as I continue to put more content out, I hope that you will begin to understand that self-love is the only love there is. Being love is the only love there is. You are love. Men are not capable of giving you the love that you can give to yourself. You are not in love with that man. You are in love with that moment, okay? And the sooner that we realize that love does not come from other people, love comes from within, the happier we will be. Live with / having a male roommate. If you want to be in a relationship because you want a man to live with, I need you to understand two things. The only reason why a man wants to live with a woman is so that he can have in-house vagina. Okay, I'm just going to say vagina. Okay, but most men would say the other word. And if you are splitting bills, it's because he wants to save money as well. So, in-house vagina and he gets to save money. It's a win-win for a man. All right? It's a lot of work for a man to not have vagina waiting for him at home when he has to go out and holler for it and be in the right spaces for it and get turned down 9 out of 10 times for it and text for it and be on late night phone calls for it and go on dates for it. When he just has it at home for free at any time he wants without having to work for it because the work is, quote, already done, most men prefer that. It's the path of least resistance for them. So on their side, they are appreciating the in-house sex, the in-house labor, all right? Most women are taking on most of the domestic labor, not only because they don't want to live in an unclean home, but because even if they do give some duties to the man, they know that he's not going to do the same type of job that he would do unless you have a unicorn that's a super clean man, keeps his space a certain type of way. And that can also cause friction as well. Like if you don't live on the same type of standards as someone else, the same exact type of standards as someone else, there's always going to be some friction when it comes to living with someone. And then there's always going to be some sort of expectation that the woman should just do more. The woman should cook more. The woman should clean more. The woman should provide peace in the home more. There's going to be that expectation just with gender roles in general. So on the other side of things, if you want a man because you want to live with a man for the money part, then we're just going to refer back to the money section. And living solo, you can get more money from men when you are appearing to live solo and be a single woman. Men will want to help you more. Friendship. If you want to be in a relationship with a man because you want friendship from the man and you want a forever friend and a forever best friend and a forever partner, please find some female friends. Please. I have male friends. Male friendship is cool. I thoroughly enjoy my male friends, and I'm talking about platonic. I thoroughly enjoy my male friends. It's real cool. We have great conversations. We do cool stuff. I love doing adventurous stuff with them. It's cool, but it's not a necessity in my life. And the man that I'm sexually attracted to or want to be intimate with, I don't have to be best friends with them. So you will make it harder for yourself when you try to make someone your all-in-one. And my platonic friends, I don't have a sexual attraction to them. And so if you can find an all-in-one, cool, but stop trying to make someone your all-in-one. People play their different roles and should have different roles in your life. Not everyone's going to be an all-in-one. So if you want to be in a relationship with a man because you want a best friend, I advise you to work on self-love and also build up your female friendship. Now, I will say it is a bit difficult finding female friends that are not male-centered. So that's something that I hope in at least the next generation or so we can really work on as a collective. But regardless, work on having friends that are females, work on self-love, work on platonic male friendship, and not relying on your boyfriend or your fiance or your husband to be your best friend. Next is travel and dates. If you said that you want a man because you want someone to travel with and date, I mean, hey, again, you do not have to be in a relationship to get that. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest. This was one of the main factors as to why I was dating so much. I truly, truly, truly wanted a man for someone to date all the time and travel with. I loved vacations. I loved to travel in general. And for a long time, I was afraid of solo travel. I was afraid of solo travel as a woman, and as a black woman, I was afraid of solo travel. Not like definitely afraid, but I just didn't want to do it. And so traveling with a man was a safety thing for me. And also, I just love the aesthetic, the aesthetic of a vacation and being all lovey-dovey on the beach. Like, I love that aesthetic. And I've had so many vacations in my lifetime. I've had enough vacations to last me. I don't need to have any more if I don't want to. And so I had my fair share of vacations. I definitely got that out of my system. But for a long time, I felt like I couldn't go on vacation unless it was with a man. And also having a man pay for it also helps as well. And dates. I love going on dates. I love living solo, as we know. That's what this channel is about. I love my default setting being solo. But when I want to go out, I want to go out. And it may only be once a week, but when I step out on Friday night, I want to step out. And so I really love the aesthetic of a date night. I love getting dressed up for a date night. I love the pictures. I love trying out new restaurants, new things. So the dating and the traveling was my favorite part of having a man, was having someone that I could do that with, that I felt like couldn't say no to me. As crazy as that sounds, I'm just being honest. When you, quote, have a man or you have a boyfriend or whatever, you have this person that's automatically expected to do these things with you. And so that was like my favorite part of having a man, was the traveling and the dating part. But ever since I stopped that, I realized that I actually have much more fun traveling by myself. Yes, I have tried solo trips since then, and I am happy to say that I am no longer afraid of it, and I actually thoroughly enjoy it. And I also have so much more fun traveling with my girls. And I never really gave girls trips a try. And I love traveling with women. And I also love going on platonic dates with friends. Like, I had never really allowed myself to do that as well. So I always reserve dating for my man. But going on platonic dates, I love it. I absolutely love going on dates with my girlfriends and even platonic dates with some of my guy friends. When we want to try out new things together, it's a fun time. There's no expectation at the end. It's a lot less pressure. And it's just a good vibe all the time. It's no arguing. It's no talking about relationship stuff. It's none of that. None of that. I've always been a solo date person. I love solo dating, so that's never been an issue for me. But as far as doing things with other people, when I wanted to do things with other people, I always reserved that for my man. And ever since I got out of that, I love traveling and going on dates with my friends. It has brought immense joy to my life. All right, and last but not least, marriage. If you want to be in a relationship because you want marriage, I just got to let you have it. If you desire marriage, I don't want to sound like a pessimist when I say this, but I'm just a very type A person, and I'm a very realistic person, and I'm a very statistical, analytical person. The success of a happy marriage is an extreme rarity. And I honestly just believe that if you desire marriage, you are just going to have to learn the hard way. You're just going to have to get married and go through your divorce, or get married and endure because you don't want to have a divorce. But either way it goes, I believe that the women that truly desire marriage and don't want to let that go are just going to have to learn the hard way. You're not going to believe that. You're going to believe that you're different, and the man that proposed to you is different, and your marriage is going to be different, and you're not like the other marriages, and he's your soulmate, and everything's going to be fine. You're going to believe that until you see otherwise. So there's really nothing that I can say To the girls that want a man for marriage, you're just going to have to experience marriage to see that it's not all it's cracked up to be, and that it's a job that usually falls on the woman's side of things, and it's a scam for women. Honestly, the best part about being married is getting divorced, but it's only the best part if you married up. If you entered a hypergamous marriage, then the best part of it is getting divorced, because then you finally get some benefits. Other than that, getting married is not beneficial to you as a woman. But again, most women will just have to learn the hard way on that, because marriage has been so brainwashed into our culture. For me personally, I was married. It wasn't a bad marriage. He wasn't a bad guy. Nothing bad happened. I just realized that I do not want to do life with one man for the rest of my life. And I'm happy that I realized that early on. I realized that I'm happier solo. And that's me. But some people will have to go through traumatic marriages in order to realize that marriage is not it. You do not have to be in a relationship with a man in order to get benefits from a man. I'm just going to say this. If you are an attractive woman, and anyone can be attractive, a little bit of work, a little bit of effort, a little bit of caring about yourself, pouring into yourself, anyone can be attractive. So if you are an attractive woman, your life will be lived most beneficially if you remain single. I hope that more and more women realize that over time.